All this happened the night after I left Lara's house in the countryside. As I drove home along the deserted road back to the city, a strange heaviness settled in my chest. The full moon loomed on the night sky. The road was empty. The silence was deep. It almost felt unnatural. Then, suddenly out of nowhere, a blinding light erupted from the sky. My heart pounded. I sat there, a deep unease curled in my stomach. I reached for the ignition, twisting the key desperately. Nothing. No sign of life from the dashboard. My hands trembled as I reached for my phone. But there was no signal. I had no choice. If I wanted help, I had to get out. Stepping into the night, the cold air bit at my skin. I took a deep breath and walked toward the trees. The forest was dark, but not menacing. The moment my feet hit the ground, darkness swallowed everything except for the moon's glow. A strange familiarity settled over me, as if the forest itself recognized me. Somehow this place was familiar, like an old dream. As I walked deeper into the woods, a strange feeling went through my body. I had been here before. I just didn't remember when. I felt something inside me, a memory just out of reach. I had seen this before. I had felt this before. My legs trembled, but I kept walking forward. As I walked deeper into the woods, the air changed. It was heavier, charged, as if something unseen was waiting. A cold shiver ran down my spine. In the stillness, I heard something. A whisper, faint yet insistent, carried on the wind. And suddenly my vision blurred. I froze. My breath catching in my throat. I staggered back, my heartbeat hammering in my ears. The moon. It was no longer there, it was a tree. A massive, gnarled tree stood where the moon had been. Then, the birds came. Hundreds of them. Like something was waiting for me to remember. Then I noticed a dark figure, standing among the trees. Still. Silent. Watching me. And something was hanging on a tree. Is this real? This can't be real. I turned and ran. I had no sense of direction, only the desperate urge to get away. But the further I ran, the more the forest seemed to close in around me. I forced my legs to move, I could barely breathe. I kept running, deeper into the forest. Then, through the tangled trees, I saw a light. It was the first real sign of hope in this nightmare. I didn't think. I just ran toward it. As I got closer, the light took shape. A house. My stomach twisted with uncertainty, but I had no choice. I grabbed the rusted handle and pushed. The door creaked open. The house was filled with old wooden furniture, shelves lined with books, and the scent of burning wax. The house felt lived in, but not recently. Dust coated the surfaces, yet the fire burned strong, as if someone had stoked it just moments before my arrival. The house had another room, with another door leading down, with a staircase vanishing into the depths of the house. The door was slightly open, and a faint, golden light spilled from below, illuminating the worn wooden steps. I felt the same pull I had felt in the forest. That same strange familiarity. I have been here before. Cautiously, I stepped forward. I peered down the stair. Something was down there. Something that felt like it had been waiting for me. I hesitated. Every rational thought in my mind told me to turn back, to leave this place and never return. But deep inside me, something else whispered. You've been here before. Before I could stop myself, I descended. One step. Then another. The air grew colder. The glow brighter. And then down there. An altar, covered in blood, filled with candles, and a big open book in the middle. My blood ran cold. I reached out with trembling fingers, hesitating for only a second before touching the book's surface. I couldn't move. My body was frozen, locked in place as I stood at the edge of the inferno. And there, at the heart of the flames, was her. She was bound to the pyre, her hair tangled and catching fire at the ends. Her skin glowed in the heat, eyes wide, despite the terror, still filled with hope, as the flames licked at her hair. She was beautiful, ethereal even, but she was twisted in agony. Then her eyes found mine. Please, her voice rang through the fire, raw and desperate. You have to stop this. You left me, she cried, her voice cutting through the crackling fire. You let them do this. No. No, that wasn't possible. I didn't know her. I had never seen her before. Had I? My hands were still on the book, but now it was hot, as if it had absorbed the fire from my vision. I swallowed hard, trying to steady myself. Who was she? Why did she think I had left her? And why did I have the sinking feeling that this wasn't the first time I had seen her burn? Another whisper. This time, closer. The sensible part of me screamed to turn back, to run up the stairs, out of this house, and never look back. But something deeper, something primal, held me in place. I had been here before. I knew that now. The moment my fingers brushed against the book's ancient pages again, the world around me fractured. The rhythmic chanting of men in dark, hooded cloaks. Their faces obscured by shadows. This was not just an execution. This was a ritual. The realization sent ice through my veins. I wanted to move, to scream, to do something, but I couldn't. My body wasn't my own. I was a ghost in this place, a witness to something that had already happened. Or was happening again. My breath left me in a silent gasp. Then I heard a voice in my head. Run. My vision blurred, the world collapsing around me. Who was she? Why did she look at me like that? And why did I have the gut-wrenching feeling that this wasn't just a vision? My hands trembled as I reached for the book once more. A part of me hesitated, but I had to know more. A blinding flash. A woman stood before me, cradling something in her hands. My heart clenched. The amulet. A golden pendant, gleaming like trapped sunlight. The woman's hands trembled around it, her grip tightening, like she was afraid it might be taken from her. And then, I saw her face, this time clearly. Her eyes, those same piercing eyes, were fixed on something beyond the flames, wide with determination. I knew her. Not just from the vision. This was deeper. Older. Personal. And then she spoke. But her voice didn't come as a sound. It came as a feeling. Like a whisper inside my very bones. You have it. The world snapped around me. No. No. I couldn't breathe. The weight of the vision still clung to me, like unseen hands pressing against my chest. I needed to leave. I ran up the stairs, taking them 2 at a time. I didn't stop. I just ran. I plunged back into the forest. The cold morning air stung my lungs, but I welcomed it. It was real, it was grounding. My mind was still filled with the scent of burning wax, of fire and smoke, of a past I didn't understand. Panic surged through me, but I didn't slow down. My heartbeat was too loud, the sound of my own breathing too ragged. My legs ached, my body begged for rest, but I didn't stop. I couldn't. And then, finally, my car. Relief crashed over me like a tidal wave. The engine roared to life. My hands were still trembling. My entire body felt like it was vibrating from the inside out. I dared one last glance in the rearview mirror. The forest stood still. Quiet. The house was nowhere in sight. I didn't have answers. But I knew one thing for sure. This wasn't over. Not yet. And somehow, deep down, I knew the forest wasn't done with me either. With one last glance at the trees, I pressed my foot against the gas pedal and sped away. On my way back home, I couldn't stop replaying the visions. The fire. The screaming. The women. As the flames climbed up their dresses. Faces I'd never seen before, and yet I knew them. In that strange way you sometimes know someone in a dream. A knowing that makes no sense but feels deeper than memory. I gripped the wheel tighter. My hands were shaking. I wasn't religious. I wasn't even particularly spiritual. I worked a boring office job, lived in a small apartment, recycled on Tuesdays. I didn't have visions. I didn't hear voices. And yet here I was, driving home with a haunted mind and a gut-deep certainty that none of this was just in my head. Like the moment before a storm hits, I heard a clear voice whispering inside my head. You were there. What the hell did that mean? I was there. Who were those women? And why did I feel like they were trying to tell me something? The voice in my head was still echoing, quiet but persistent. You have it. Everything felt unreal, like I had slipped sideways out of time. I kept expecting to wake up. But I didn't. The one who looked directly at me through the flames. Her lips had moved. I couldn't hear the words then, but now they rose from the back of my mind like smoke. You are the last. The last what? Witch? Descendant? Survivor? I felt tired but yet full with adrenaline. Anyways, I needed a shower badly.
Open up your eyes and see there's more to our story. Don't leave me. Hey. Don't leave me hanging on.
Then a thought hit so sudden, it nearly knocked the breath out of my lungs. The amulet. Not just an amulet. My amulet. I had seen it before. Not in the witch house, not in a vision, but in my real life. A thread of memory, long buried, unspooled itself in my mind. I was maybe 7. One day my grandmother told me she wants to give me something very special. I hadn't thought of that moment in years. Honestly, I'd forgotten the amulet even existed. I must have lost it or shoved it in a drawer somewhere. But now, I knew it must be somewhere here. This, she said, pulling something out of her pocket, and holding it up to the light, is very old. It's been in our family for generations. Only passed down to girls. Strong ones. It was the same amulet. Same weight. Same strange symbol etched in its center, like trapped sunlight. She had smiled at me in that quiet, secretive way she always did when telling stories she claimed were just old tales. But there was something serious in her eyes that day. Something she didn't say out loud. She put it in my hand, then pressed a kiss to my forehead. "You'll know, when you need it," she whispered. I needed answers. And I knew exactly where to start. My grandmother's house. She'd passed away 3 years ago, and I hadn't been back since the funeral. My uncle had kept the place mostly untouched, like he couldn't bear to sort through her things. I made a quick decision. My pulse quickened, but it wasn't fear this time. It was urgency. If anyone left clues, it was her. And maybe, just maybe, she had always known this day would come. Some part of me knew, whatever this was, it wasn't going to stop. Not until I found out the truth. Not until I remembered who I really was.
Baby, open up to me. Don't give up so easily. Open up your eyes and see. There's more to our story.